Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Aparna Sood and welcome to TBC, you and me. So now we are doing a little bit different thing to our podcast. One, we'll be putting it on the YouTube with a video, and other it will be available on all the music apps as well. So this is something new. But today the topic that I'm going to pick up, it's really interesting and something I'm sure you'll be very, very fascinated to listen about. That is, live in the moment, one day at a time. You must have heard many people say about this and just talk about this, that you know what, you should live one day at a time. What does that even mean? Like, do you want me to believe that I'm gonna die tomorrow? Or maybe I was born today? What does that mean? Well, it is easy. Many of us are actually trying to create a better future. If you see, whatever you're doing today, it is just to have a good future. Many of us, I'm saying many, so if you are actually living one day at a time, you must be feeling the, happiness in you, the joy in you. But if you're running day and night just to create a better future, to do something, for example, making money, making assets, what's the point? You are worried, you are stressed, because no one knows future. Do you know future? I'm sure the answer is no, right? If you do contact me. But none of us knows the future. So what's the problem? Why are we hustling so much? Why is there so much tension? There is this concept, this kind of a principle where people say that let us live like, one day at a time. We don't care what will happen tomorrow. We don't care what happened yesterday, because human life is surrounding all these questions that, oh, what happened yesterday wasn't good. You know what? I'm really worried what's the result gonna be that's gonna come out tomorrow. So many questions and one simple answer: what's done cannot be changed. And what is about to happen, you cannot really predict it. So why are we wasting our time? As I always say, that life has been given to us and we are lucky to have it, and we all have a very limited time here. So why to waste it? Now the point is how to live one day at a time, because our brain is wired again and again every day so far in our lives to actually worry about the future. And also there is one question that I would like to address, that does living one day at a time means to not plan your future? Or maybe don't save at all for your future? Or suppose if I have my savings, should I spend it all? Like, what does it mean, right? Well, let us dig deeper. I'm sure you all will agree with me when I say that life is a mixture of good days and bad days. No one can just say that, oh, you know what, my life is just a mess and it's just filled with bad days. I have never seen good days. Well, many of us actually say that. You would have heard many of your friends around you or relatives around you who actually just exclaim all the time that, you know what, I have never seen happiness. What have I done wrong? But that's a bit of exaggeration, because each one of us has definitely seen some good times and some bad times. It's kind of a mix, right? But we hold on to the bad times. Kind of human nature again, because we want to just rely on those miserable moments to bring some happy moments, or just soothe ourselves that, you know what, I have been miserable all this time. Someday happiness will come. You know what? Happiness will only come if you want. If you don't want it, you won't get it. So the point is, forget about what happened. Don't live in the past. Even if you had really bad experiences, don't just sit on them. Move on. One of the major steps about living one day at a time is you don't care what happened yesterday. You don't care what will happen tomorrow. You live in today. Many of us who will sleep this night, tonight, they won't wake up tomorrow. They won't see the morning of next day. So if you do, you're lucky. If you don't, you're one of those many. So the point is, make the best of what you have, and what you have is today. Now, Let's move to the steps of how to do it. Number one, you need to take care of your thoughts. As I always say, taking care of your thoughts is very important. The garden of your thoughts need to be taken care of, because if you don't, there'll be weeds. Now, what are weeds? They're like the unwanted plants, the unwanted thoughts in your head that will really, really affect your life. These are usually negative thoughts that you don't want. As I always say, that human brain is capable of doing so much, but we don't put in the right efforts to control it, to control the thought process of it. So today, what you do is make a list of the things that worries you the most and see, are they going to have any impact on your life tomorrow? If not, you're not thinking about them. If yes, we're going to fix it. To be very honest, the things that worries us the most are really not going to matter tomorrow. They are usually like, oh, what's the result gonna be? Oh, if I'll get the promotion. Oh, if I'm going to go out with my friends with the right dress on. So many things. So you don't really have to focus on anything that doesn't really make sense for tomorrow. It's just about today. So make a list today, because we are going to apply this technique of living one day at a time by tomorrow. So whenever you're trying to just rewire your brain that, okay, I'm going to adopt this concept, this principle, that I'm going to live just today. That's it. Just create a list of the thoughts that worries you, put them out of the box, because when you know them, when you put them down on the paper, you are aware of what you're thinking and what really worries you. When you put things down on a paper, half of your worries are out of the window, because otherwise your head is always bombarded with so many things that you're not prepared for. So prepare it for the things. Then, second thing, as I was mentioning, that about the thoughts, what you have to do is, whenever a negative thought kick in, that is about tomorrow or yesterday, stop yourself and say, no, it's just about today. When you wake up, make a list of things that you're going to do just today. Now, as I was mentioning, that living one day at a time doesn't mean you don't have to save, doesn't mean you don't have to make plans or anything. If you enjoy it, do it. Whatever you feel good with, do it. The only objective is, do not stress about it. There has been so much studies and research done around this topic that when people start believing that they have to live just one day at a time, their stress levels goes down, their depression goes down, their anxiety levels goes down. And in this age, especially due to COVID, everyone is having issues, because people are a bit worried that, what if I go out and I catch COVID, and what if I don't survive that? It's really, really tough. So I guess in this particular age, it is very important for each one of us to adopt this particular principle and live by it. This day, that's it. So tomorrow when you wake up, the first thing that you do is make a list of the things that you're going to do in that day. And today, before the day begins for tomorrow, you have to make a list of what worries you the most and put them out of the window. Analyze them, that are they going to matter immediately after tomorrow? If no, put them on the side. Tomorrow morning, make a list of things you're going to do in that day. It can be your work. At work, make the list of things that you're going to do. Maybe talking to your colleagues, going out with them after work, or maybe sharing your lunch with someone, or, messaging your family, or anything that you can do in that particular time at work. Or maybe you have an idea that you haven't applied to your work in a very long time. Do it. Because you never know if you have tomorrow or not. So why not? And then at the end of the day, in that particular logbook, you'll have to see, okay, what do I love the most? If you like to watch movies, add that to your list. If you want to eat an ice cream, well, as you know, I'm a sweet tooth. So in that particular section, you have to take care of your health. Doesn't matter if there is no tomorrow, still I will eat as is good for my health. Treat your body like a temple. And now I come to that question that I addressed in the beginning, that What does it mean when I say, one day at a time? Don't we have to save? Don't we have to plan? Are we not supposed to have vision boards or anything? Do we have to keep the journals? You have to be optimistic that yes, tomorrow will come and it is going to be awesome. But if not, I am going to live this particular day the best way possible. And that best way possible, it has to be defined by you and nobody else. That's it. So yes, save for your future, make plans for your future, and also have visions for your future. But do not worry about them. If they don't really fulfill or if the future doesn't come, it's alright. I lived the best today. If my savings are going in the water, who cares? I don't have a future. I will live the best today. You have to live a very wise life. You have to create a mindset where you take the decisions wisely and not in a rage. For example, I was like, okay, if you die tomorrow, what will you do? And my friend was like, you know what, I'll empty my savings account and go for a world tour. Okay, you can't actually go for a world tour in a day, is it? But anyways, you have to be wise. When we say live in a day, one day at a time, you plan it with your current life. What you're doing, you're going to do the best at it. That's it. You don't have to make any drastic changes to your life. You don't have to make anything, irrational about your life decisions. Don't do that. One day at a time, be wise, make your decisions the best way possible you can. That's it. That's it. You don't have to completely, radically just change your life when I say one day at a time. For example, you have never done something and you suddenly realize, I'm going to do it. Well, do it, but you have to take care of your responsibilities and duties that are a part of your life so far. Don't stress about them. You don't have to think what will happen next or not. Just enjoy in the moment. And I guess that's where comes in the mindfulness part as well. That if you're mindful just in the moment, right here, right now, that's it. Nothing above, nothing beyond. Just this moment. You will actually start realizing how interesting and how funny it is that people actually worry about future. Because, to be honest, there is no future. We all actually are optimistic. This future that we are all just running for is actually being held by the pillars of imagination. That's it. Nobody has seen it. Nobody knows if it exists. We're just running for it. So why not to run to make this day the best day of our lives? That's it. Nothing else, nothing beyond. Just this day. So I request, try this today. Just 2 little things. Just 2 steps. 1, create a list. What worries you the most? And see if it is going to matter, just immediately tomorrow. If not, put it on the side. Then next morning when you wake up, make a list, a to-do list for your day. How are you going to make the best out of it? If it is work, how? If it is study, how? How are you going to give your 2000% to this day and enjoy it? If you do not enjoy your day, you actually wasted one day of your life. And that is a lot. So think about it and share your experiences and stories with me on our website, that is truth-bliss-consciousness at vivida.co.uk, or you can email me on truth.bliss.consciousness@gmail.com. I would love to hear if you can adopt this principle, if you can actually live by it, if you are actually practicing it. Share it with me. Till then, take care. Bye.